the chosen one. The storm raged inside you long before you ever named it. You have smiled through emptiness, prayed through silence, and waited for an answer that never came. And tonight, under the quiet hum of your thoughts, you finally whisper the question that has haunted your soul. Why am I still alone? The voice of reason tells you it's coincidence. The voice of pain says you are forgotten. But deep in the marrow of your being, something else speaks, a trembling knowing that this isolation is not punishment, it is preparation. You are not rejected, you are being refined. You see, there are seasons when heaven goes silent, not because you are abandoned, but because the sculptor is at work. He does not explain the shape of the masterpiece while his chisel still strikes. And right now, that's what you are, a sacred work in progress. When everyone around you seems to find love, stability, belonging, you find wilderness. While others settle, you are stirred. While others build homes, you are asked to build strength. And though it hurts, this difference is divine. Because you, chosen one, were never meant to live a common story. You were called to be a vessel that carries truth. But truth cannot live in a heart that still needs validation from the world. That is why every door that looked perfect but suddenly closed was a form of mercy in disguise. He was not rejecting you, he was rescuing you. You ask, why does it always end before it begins? Because your soul has a mission too deep to be tied to temporary hearts. Every person who left carved room for your purpose to breathe. Every lonely night sharpened the edge of your discernment. Every unanswered prayer refined your ability to hear God's whisper in the stillness. Yes, you could have settled. You could have stayed where it felt safe, with someone who soothed your fears but silenced your calling. But heaven intervened. You were pulled away, not because you were unworthy of love, but because you were being preserved for a love that would not dilute your destiny. There are moments you stare at the ceiling and feel the weight of unanswered longing pressing on your chest. But what if this ache itself is holy? What if longing is the language of divine preparation, the stretching of your spirit for the capacity of something extraordinary? The truth is, chosen one, your solitude has been sacred training. You are learning to see beyond attraction, beyond charm, beyond the illusion of companionship. You are learning to read spirits, not faces. And in that unseen realm, discernment becomes your armor. For you, love will never be ordinary. It cannot be rushed, packaged, or predicted. It will come as prophecy fulfilled, not preference satisfied. And before that can happen, your soul must first learn to stand unshaken in its own company. So in this stillness, you are being reintroduced to yourself, to the version of you that is whole, not waiting to be completed, to the voice that does not beg to be heard, but speaks with quiet certainty, to the faith that no longer negotiates with doubt, but walks through uncertainty as if it were familiar ground. Because the truth is, your calling is not light, it is weight, and only solitude can build the strength required to carry it. There will be days you feel unseen, and you will curse the silence. But one day, you will look back and realize silence was the sanctuary where your purpose learned to breathe, where your identity was no longer defined by who wanted you, but by who called you. You are not being delayed, you are being aligned. Every detour has meaning, every pause has purpose. Even this ache is holy ground. You must understand, love is not the reward for your waiting. Clarity is. Strength is, wholeness is, because when the right person comes, you won't need them to complete your piece, you will invite them to share it. You will meet not as two broken halves seeking to fill an emptiness, but as two flames joining to light the world. So let the world rush, let them misunderstand your silence. They do not know what is being built in secret. Your solitude is not loneliness, it is the birthplace of revelation. And when the divine timing unfolds, the one who is meant to walk with you will recognize you not because of how you look, but because of what your spirit carries. This is your season of sacred separation, not punishment, not exile, but consecration. He is teaching you to guard your energy, to discern intentions, to hear his voice above the noise. So hold your ground, chosen one. Do not let impatience make you grasp what was never yours to hold. Do not mistake loneliness for lack. This silence is the soil of destiny. And when the time comes, you will understand. Everything you lost was preparing you for everything you're about to gain. If you feel this truth, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It's a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. The night will not last forever, but it is in the night that stars are born. And you are one of them, the chosen one. The silence no longer frightens you, yet it still echoes. It hums beneath your heartbeat, like a question you haven't learned to answer. You tell yourself you're fine. You tell yourself it's just a season, but deep down, you wonder if you've been forgotten by heaven. You look around and see others intertwined in love's embrace, and you ask, why not me? But chosen one, what you call emptiness is actually divine preservation. Heaven has hidden you, not to punish you, but to protect the purity of your purpose. Because what you carry, your spirit, your light, your anointing, is not meant for everyone's hands. And that is why the door to your heart has remained closed, guarded by angels you cannot see. There are forces that sense the magnitude of what you carry, and not all of them come in peace. Some are drawn to your light, others are sent to drain it. And the Father, knowing this, has placed a spiritual firewall around your soul. So when people walk away without reason, it is not rejection, it is redirection. When your connections dissolve overnight, it is heaven's silent intervention. For not everyone who enters your life comes with clean intentions. You have felt it before, the heaviness after being around certain people, the confusion that lingers after a simple conversation, the sudden fog that clouds your vision. That is energy theft, the unseen war of your spirit. And because you are chosen, you cannot afford to let just anyone touch your peace. Relationships are not merely emotional, they are spiritual covenants. Every word shared, every touch exchanged, is an energy transaction. And when your assignment is sacred, heaven becomes selective. You are not just a person, you are a portal. And portals must be guarded. So if your path feels lonely, understand this. Your isolation is your insulation. It keeps the noise out, so that the voice within can be heard clearly. He is not keeping people from you, he is keeping you for something. Think of it this way: every connection that ended abruptly was a chapter closed by divine hand. Because if some of those people had stayed, they would have pulled you out of alignment, and heaven cannot allow that. You are too valuable to be mishandled. You are too sacred to be shared carelessly. There are seasons when the silence becomes a shield. You may cry from the weight of it, but heaven hears your tears as worship. Because even in your frustration, you have chosen faith. Even in your loneliness, you have chosen obedience. And obedience is the highest form of worship. You must learn to see rejection as redirection and endings as elevation. Each heartbreak has been heaven's surgery, painful, precise, but necessary. Each disappointment has been a classroom where you learned not to crave validation from the temporary. Do you remember the time you almost compromised? When you almost said yes to someone who looked right but didn't feel right? That hesitation, you felt that tightening in your chest, was not fear. It was discernment. And discernment is the language of protection. Your heart is not broken, chosen one. It is being built, brick by brick, layer by layer, with divine hands crafting it into a vessel strong enough to carry destiny. This is why your solitude feels heavy. It's the weight of your becoming. There is another truth few understand. When God calls someone to carry light, that person must first learn to walk through darkness without losing their fire. So if you felt hidden, isolated, or invisible, it's not punishment, it's preservation. Heaven hides its most powerful soldiers until they are ready to be revealed. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to stand apart. Your energy is not meant for casual connection. It is fuel for kingdom impact. And so, he has cut off access from those who cannot handle your magnitude. Yes, you have cried over doors that would not open, but those tears watered the soil where your purpose now blooms. Yes, you have felt unseen. But even in the unseen, heaven was applauding your endurance. You must learn to walk in trust, even when you cannot trace the plan, because protection often looks like isolation before it looks like blessing. This is the mystery of the chosen, to be set apart before being set above. To walk alone so that when the crowd finally comes, your voice carries authority, not desperation. So in this moment, release the bitterness of solitude. Bless the silence. Honor the hidden season, because soon the same solitude that once felt suffocating will become the place you meet your truest self. When you rise again, you will not rise from noise, but from stillness. You will not rise from applause, but from prayer. You will not rise because the world finally saw you. You will rise because you finally saw yourself. And in that revelation, you will realize the waiting was never about finding love. It was about finding alignment. Because when you are aligned with heaven, love will not be your distraction. It will be your confirmation. Chosen one, lift your eyes. You are not behind. You are being refined. And everything that was withheld is not gone. It is simply waiting for your readiness to receive it. Your isolation is not empty space. It is sacred ground. The silence you dread is the sound of destiny taking shape. So breathe. You are right where you need to be. Write 333 inches the comments. It's a prophetic sign that you are stepping into divine alignment. And remember this, when God hides you, it's because he plans to reveal you differently. Not as the one who was waiting to be chosen, but as the one who finally remembered they already were. The chosen one. You stand in the quiet aftermath of all you've lost. The echo of endings still rings in your soul, and the pieces of who you used to be lie scattered like broken glass at your feet. You whisper, "Why does it hurt so much to be chosen?" But the truth is this, before destiny crowns you, it must first crucify what cannot go with you. Refinement is not romantic. It is fire. It burns. It breaks. It bends. But beneath that heat, something extraordinary begins to emerge. It is the part of you that cannot be shaken. It is the version of you that will not fall apart when the next storm comes. You see, chosen one, before you can carry the weight of your calling, your character must be forged in solitude. God isolates to elevate. He separates to strengthen. And every painful lesson, every tear, every season of silence, it is all the sound of heaven shaping you. In this refining fire, nothing false survives. The illusions you once built your worth upon attention, approval, affection, are stripped away. Heaven has no interest in leaving your identity in the hands of temporary people, so he takes them away, one by one, until all that's left is the raw truth of who you are without them. At first, it feels cruel. You question his love, his plan, even his existence. You pray, and the sky stays silent. You fast, but nothing changes. And in that ache, you begin to hear something deeper than words, the whisper of transformation. This is the wilderness, chosen one, the holy training ground of every vessel of destiny. David faced lions before the throne. Moses wandered deserts before he led nations. Even Jesus walked through 40 days of hunger and temptation before stepping into his mission. You are no different. The wilderness exposes the hidden fractures of the soul. It shows you what pride still lives in your heart, what fear still shapes your choices, what wounds still rule your emotions. And though you may fight it, the fire will not relent until those impurities are burned away. Because heaven is not interested in what looks anointed, it is after what is pure. In your singleness, you are not being punished, you are being purified. The silence you dread is the crucible of your spiritual maturity. It is where your patience is tested, your faith refined, and your trust rebuilt. And when you emerge, you will not be the same. You will pray differently. You will love differently. You will walk with a confidence that no heartbreak can destroy, because now you know what it means to lose everything and still not be lost. The refining fire also teaches humility. You cannot carry divine authority with a fragile ego. So God lets certain doors remain closed until you learn to open your heart without pride. He lets you face rejection until you no longer seek acceptance from the wrong places. He delays your blessings so that when they come, they do not destroy you. You are learning discipline, how to wait when you want to move, how to serve when you want to be seen, how to trust when nothing makes sense. This is not punishment. This is preparation. Heaven is constructing endurance within you, because influence without endurance collapses under pressure. And chosen one, this is why your journey has not been easy. You are not being delayed, you are being designed. Every heartbreak was hammer and chisel. Every setback was sandpaper on your soul. You are being carved into a vessel that can carry glory without leaking it through insecurity. There will be nights when the weight of loneliness feels unbearable, when the silence seems louder than any answer. But in that darkness, you will begin to hear the pulse of heaven in your own chest. The voice that says, "Be still, you are not forgotten, you are being forged." You will find that strength was never built in comfort, it was birthed in fire. That peace was never learned in abundance, it was forged in lack. That wisdom was never found in applause, it was born in silence. This is the paradox of the chosen. When the world sees you walking through the fire, they assume it will destroy you. But heaven knows it is creating you, because gold only proves its purity when it endures the flame. And you, chosen one, are gold. So stop mourning what was meant to leave you. Stop questioning the process that is saving you. Do not envy those who seem ahead. Many are moving fast toward ruin, while you are standing still on purpose. Heaven has not forgotten you. It is refining you for revelation. You are being taught emotional maturity, patience, and spiritual discernment, all virtues that cannot be rushed. When your season shifts, you will carry a peace that others cannot understand. Your calm will confuse the chaos around you, because once you've walked through fire and survived, flames no longer frighten you. So when you see another door close, smile. When another person walks away, bless them. When life strips you bare, stand tall, because this is not the end, it is the evidence that you are still in the making. One day, you will look back on this season and realize the version of you that walked into the fire could not have survived your calling, but the one who walked out of it, that one is unstoppable. Chosen one, let the fire do its work. Let it burn away the fear, the need for validation, the echo of old wounds. Let it refine you until your spirit glows with the strength of endurance. This pain will not last, but the version of you born through it will. If this message resonates, write 333 inches the comments. It's not just a number, it's a prophetic sign that your refining is birthing revelation. The fire is not your enemy, it is your initiation. And when the smoke clears, the world will finally see. You were never breaking, you were becoming the chosen one. The air feels heavy tonight, as though the past itself has weight. You sense it in your chest, the residue of stories that aren't yours, but still live in your blood. You've wondered why your love has been delayed, why every connection seems to unravel before it begins. But chosen one, this is deeper than romance. You are standing in the middle of a spiritual inheritance, and heaven has chosen you to end it. There are cycles that run through families like silent rivers, unseen but powerful. Patterns of betrayal, patterns of mistrust, patterns of broken love passed down like heirlooms wrapped in grief. And though you never asked for this burden, you were born to break it. When you look at your family's history, you see it marriages that ended before they healed, promises that turned to silence, love stories that began in hope but ended in pain. Generations repeating the same mistakes under different names. You, however, are the interruption. The one heaven whispered about long before you were born. The one who would stand in the ruins and say, "This ends with me." That's why your path has been harder. Why the relationships you hoped for dissolved before they could settle. You are not cursed, you are being cleansed. You are not rejected, you are being rewritten. You carry the pen that will author a new bloodline. For years, you fought battles you didn't understand. You've wept over connections that never made sense, over heartbreaks that cut deeper than they should have. But chosen one, you were never just fighting for yourself. You were fighting for the generations that will come after you. Your obedience is becoming their freedom. Think of it, each time you refused to settle for a love that dishonored your spirit, you shattered a pattern that has lived for decades. Each time you chose healing instead of revenge, forgiveness instead of bitterness, you broke another chain. And heaven took notice. The enemy has studied your bloodline. He knows your family's weaknesses. He knows which kind of love blinds your discernment, which kind of voice disarms your strength. And every time you near breakthrough, he tries to replay the same scenes, different faces, same script. But this time, you are awake. This time, you see the pattern before it can repeat. And in that awareness, the cycle begins to crumble. You were never meant to continue the old story, you were meant to rewrite it. You are the hinge between what was and what will be, the bridge between broken beginnings and blessed futures. This is why God kept you single longer than others. He needed you healed before you built. He needed you whole before you passed anything on. You are learning the difference between attraction and assignment. You are learning that chemistry without alignment is chaos. That love without healing is a weapon. That passion without peace is poison. These revelations are not accidents. They are the curriculum of your calling. Every boundary you set is a generational breakthrough. Every no you speak to the wrong person echoes in eternity. You are building a foundation your descendants will stand on with peace. They will never know the confusion you endured. They will never inherit the pain you carried. Because you chose to heal instead of hide, they will know what healthy love feels like. But chosen one, breaking chains comes at a price. You will be misunderstood by those still bound. You will be called too picky, too independent, too spiritual. But those labels are merely the sound of chains rattling as they fall away. You cannot expect those still living in captivity to understand the courage it takes to be free. There will be nights when you question if it's worth it, when loneliness feels like punishment instead of purpose. But understand this, every moment of isolation is a seed of liberation. You are sowing wholeness into a future that will never forget your name. When the time comes, your love will not look like what you've seen before. It will not be born of survival, it will be born of healing. It will be love that breathes, not love that bleeds. It will be patient, not desperate. It will build, not bind. God has kept you single to unlearn the lies love once taught you. That suffering proves devotion. That silence is stability. That pain is passion. No more. The lessons have ended. You are stepping into divine understanding now. And when you love again, it will be from abundance, not emptiness. Your lineage will feel the ripple of your courage. Your children will grow under the canopy of the healing you fought for. They will call you blessed, not because of what you gave them, but because of what you refused to pass down. You may feel alone in this battle, but heaven is standing behind you. Every ancestor who longed for freedom but never found it now cheers you on. You are the one they waited for, the one who finally broke the chain. Chosen one, lift your head. You are not the product of your past, you are the promise of your future. Your single season is not a delay, it is deliverance. You are the bridge heaven built to end a curse. and that bridge will carry blessings for generations. Write 333 inches the comments if you know this truth. It is a prophetic sign that you are the chosen breaker of cycles, the restorer of generations, the rebuilder of holy foundations. You are not what they were. You are what they prayed for, and your story has just begun. The chosen one. There are moments when your solitude feels heavier than your faith. You wake up to silence and wonder if anyone hears your prayers anymore. You scroll through glimpses of love that seem effortless for everyone else and ask, why is my story different? But deep down, a quiet truth whispers, it's not loneliness, it's consecration. You were set apart for a reason, not because you failed to be chosen, but because heaven chose you first. And this calling, this divine assignment, requires silence before significance. There are tasks that can only be birthed in solitude, visions too delicate to survive the noise of companionship too soon. You have been entrusted with work that demands focus, purity, and uninterrupted surrender. And though it hurts, this isolation is your incubation. Heaven has you hidden for a purpose. Because not every destiny can be developed in the crowd's applause. Some must be carved in secret. Moses received his mandate in the desert. David wrote his psalms in caves. Jesus prayed alone before every miracle. You, too, are in that sacred silence, the place where purpose matures away from distraction. At times you wonder, wouldn't it be easier with someone beside me? But what you do not yet see is that companionship too early can dilute calling. When God gives you vision, He often isolates you until you can distinguish His voice from every other one. So when your phone stays silent, when invitations dry up, when the people who once filled your days drift away, it is not abandonment, it is refinement of attention. This season is not meant to starve you, it is meant to stretch you. The space around you is not emptiness, it's capacity being built. Each quiet evening is training your heart to hear instructions that others miss. Each lonely morning is sharpening your sensitivity to divine timing. The truth is, chosen one, God trusts you too much to let you be distracted now. He has placed an assignment inside you, something that carries eternal weight. A message, a mission, a movement. And if the wrong voice were allowed to influence it, the entire blueprint could shift. That is why you have been kept alone longer than others. He needed to make sure that when you speak, it's His voice that echoes through yours. So, while others build relationships, you are being asked to build revelation. While others chase partnership, you are being taught presence. While others run outward, heaven has turned you inward, because the miracle will not begin around you. It will begin within you. There is a kind of silence that feels cruel before it feels sacred. At first, it humbles you. Then it empties you. Then it fills you with something words can't contain. It is there, in the waiting, that the assignment begins to reveal itself. You will start to sense it, the pull towards something greater. Maybe it's a creative vision you've ignored, a message burning on your tongue, a dream that refuses to die. That is your assignment speaking. It has waited for the noise to fade so it could finally be heard. And yes, it's hard to build when no one applauds you. It's hard to believe when evidence is invisible. But chosen one, you are not building for applause. You are building for eternity. You are not preparing for validation. You are preparing for visitation. You may be asked to walk away from things that make sense to everyone else. Jobs, relationships, environments, comfort zones. And each time, your heart will ache. But that ache is the sound of alignment. It means you are stepping closer to the path heaven mapped for you long before you could see it. The divine assignments of the chosen are not gentle. They stretch your faith, test your patience, and break your plans. But they also awaken your true identity. You begin to realize that your worth is not found in who walks with you, but in who walks within you. This is your wilderness, your holy solitude, your hidden classroom. God is not silent, He is strategic. He is teaching you how to move without validation, how to build without applause, how to obey without understanding. Because the ones who will change the world must first learn to walk alone with heaven as their only companion. So do not resent this quiet. It is the soil where your destiny takes root. The friendships that fell away were pruning. The relationships that ended abruptly were protection. The stillness that surrounds you is not a pause, it is preparation. And soon you will see the fruit of this obedience. You will look back and understand that every no was making room for a greater yes. Every delay was preserving your destiny from dilution. Every lonely night was proof that heaven trusts you with silence. Chosen one, let the world rush. Let them chase love, noise, and recognition. You have been invited to something rarer, to walk in divine alignment, unseen by men, but celebrated by angels. You are not late. You are being launched. And when your time comes, it will happen suddenly. Doors will open, hearts will align, and the assignment you once carried in secret will become your testimony in public. So hold your head high. Honor your solitude, because the same God who hid you is the God who will reveal you when the world is ready to receive what you carry. Write 333 inches the comments if you feel this truth stirring in your spirit. It is a prophetic sign that your solitude is sacred, your mission divine, and your unveiling near. You are not waiting in vain, chosen one. You are waiting on purpose, and when the silence ends, it will thunder with destiny. The chosen one, you have waited, you have wept, you have watched others step into blessings that seemed to pass you by. And though you whispered prayers into the night, heaven stayed silent until now. Because what you thought was delay was always design, and what you mistook for waiting was preparation for revelation. You see, divine timing is not measured by clocks, it is measured by readiness. And chosen one, you are finally becoming ready. Ready not just to receive, but to carry what is meant for you. For what heaven has prepared for you is not ordinary love, not ordinary purpose, not ordinary life. It is alignment made flesh. It is promise becoming presence. It is prophecy turning into reality. But let's be honest, you've grown tired of the word wait. You've carried faith through long nights and empty days, and sometimes your trust felt thin. You tried to move forward, but doors stayed closed. You tried to love, but hearts stayed distant. And yet through it all, heaven whispered, "Not yet." That whisper wasn't denial, it was orchestration. Because timing in the divine realm is a symphony, not a stopwatch. Each note of your life must align with another. Your preparation must match someone else's. Your calling must coincide with theirs. And only when every thread is woven together does the pattern reveal itself. That is why it hasn't happened yet. The person, the opportunity, the breakthrough, it's not that they don't exist. It's that they are being perfected alongside you. Heaven refuses to give you a blessing that will break you. So when you feel forgotten, remember you are being synchronized, not sidelined. Chosen one, the time is coming when what felt delayed will arrive all at once. When every unanswered prayer will find its echo. When every no will make sense. You will not have to chase what is yours. It will recognize you when you arrive. You will not have to force love. It will flow toward you naturally as rivers return to the sea. This is the secret of divine timing. It does not rush, and it does not fail. It waits until your spirit is strong enough to hold the weight of the promise, until your heart has learned to give without grasping, until your faith no longer wavers when silence lingers. That is the version of you that heaven was waiting for. When the moment comes, it will be peaceful, not pressured. You will not have to beg for signs or search for confirmation. Everything around you will align: the timing, the people, the atmosphere. Your heart will simply know, this is it. The same way dawn knows when to rise, your spirit will recognize what has been promised. You will meet someone whose presence feels like prophecy fulfilled. Their spirit will not compete with yours, it will complement it. Their calling will not distract you, it will amplify you. Together, you will not merely share affection, you will share assignment. This is what you've been waiting for, even when you didn't know it by name. But divine timing is not only about relationships, it is about destiny. Every delay, every detour, every closed door, they have all been aligning you with your ultimate purpose. The things you lost were never meant to stay. They were stepping stones disguised as heartbreaks. And now, all those fragments are about to converge into something greater than what you prayed for. So when you see the signs, peace returning, clarity unfolding, opportunities opening, don't hesitate. Step forward, for heaven's timing is not gentle forever. When the gate opens, it requires movement. This is your moment of divine intersection, where waiting becomes walking and faith becomes fulfillment. Still, there is one final test before manifestation: trust without evidence. Can you believe even when you see nothing? Can you keep building when no one applauds you? Can you rest, knowing that heaven is moving on your behalf, even when your timeline has expired? This is the faith that unlocks divine timing, and when the fulfillment comes, you will look back and realize the wait was not wasted. It was sacred architecture. Every delay built endurance. Every silence taught discernment. Every tear washed away the illusion that you needed anything before you were whole. The same God who kept you hidden will now reveal you when the world is ready for what you carry. The same voice that said wait will now whisper go, and when it happens, it will not just bless you, it will bless everyone connected to you, because your obedience has opened the door for others' deliverance. So, breathe deeply, chosen one. You are not behind, you are aligned. You are not waiting, you are walking in rhythm with eternity. And this next chapter of your life will not unfold slowly, it will unfold suddenly. Suddenly, favor will find you. Suddenly, love will recognize you. Suddenly, purpose will surround you. Because divine timing is not slow, it is precise. Every second you thought was lost has been stored, not wasted. And now, heaven is ready to release the harvest. You will not chase this blessing, it will chase you, because it knows your name. Write 333 inches the comments if your spirit knows this truth. It is a prophetic sign that your waiting season is ending and your alignment season has begun. You are the chosen one, and the time you thought was lost was only the time heaven was using to prepare the world for your arrival. So stand tall, look toward the horizon, because the light breaking through is not just dawn, it is your destiny, and it has finally arrived.